Hello, everyone. How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Kind of coming to you in the afternoon. So I want to talk to you about something. I just talked to my brother who lives down in Houston, actually in the Sugarland area. And we had a very interesting discussion about something that's not hitting the news. And from what him and his wife are telling me, this is a really a big deal. So, first of all, for those of you who don't know this, Houston has one of the largest amount of what they call EPA super sites. They have about 7 or 8 of them. Now, these super sites are contamination areas that the EPA hasn't gotten to clean up. They're huge, massive, toxic chemicals, stuff that you wouldn't want to be around, much less in the groundwater. So Harvey comes in, dumps records amount, I think I read something like 39 trillion gallons of water. Well, the other thing the Houston and Texas Gulf Coast area is known for is chemicals, petrochemicals, just littered with one chemical plant after another. Many, many disasters that have taken place in the past. In Texas City, there was a fuel ship, fertilizer, I believe, blew up in the uh, ship channel and just wiped out huge amount of people. So it was already a problem. Now, on top of this, 136,000 homes flooded, gone. You have 136,000 homes that had God knows what chemicals in their homes and garages. These super waste sites, no idea. No one's reporting on it. They don't have any way to begin, from what my brother is telling me, to assess the sites. He had a weird thing. He had a poinsettia plant, I believe, and I may be wrong on that. But the plant was in bloom and vibrant and green. It's lost all of its leaves. He said the plant's not dead, but whatever was in the air or in the soil coming out of the rain. Now, his house didn't get flooded. So this is weird. He's seen other anomalies. So think about this. You got the fourth largest metropolitan city, right? And now there is a contamination issue that you're exposing nearly 5 million people to. He said the downtown area was so badly hit that where all the courts and the jury rooms and what have you, be a year before they'll even be able to get them back to normal. He was saying as floors as high as 7 and 8 stories damaged, contamination. The air quality of so many chemical fires, it's unknown. The group of first responders that we saw in the news of the one chemical plant, apparently they did have a plan B. Their plan B was to have on-site generators in the event that their electricity was cut. They should have had a plan C, because plan B, you know what happened to that. Well, they didn't tell anyone about it. First responders get there. Now, years ago, I did a program that is in use, and why that group of first responders didn't have that program available, I don't know. By the way, ragweed in the Denver area, Righteous. It's been so hot and dry here. But the good news for the Houston area, we've been suffering under the smoke, the extreme high temperatures here. They're averaging 12 to 15 degrees above normal. And the ragweed, they down along the Texas Gulf Coast have enjoyed pleasant, as Guy was telling me, 40% humidity, which down there is a break. So if you know people down in the Houston area, talk to them, find out what's going on. But apparently, yeah, it's there is a second, well, ecological issue just by the amount of chemicals. So who knows? Now, want to talk as well about something that affects all of us most likely. All of you are, I'm sure, are aware of the data breach from Equifax. You need to be aware of this. This is turning out to be a much bigger problem. And I'm going to go over to a couple of websites, so give me 1 second. All right, this is a good website for you to subscribe to. If there's going to be a data breach, this is the website that I've been using. I can't remember how long, as long as I've been in the payment industry. So let's review the facts here real quick. So what we have here is 143 million Americans have had their personal and your historical data breached. Now, this breached happened last April. They're saying May, but good word is they knew before then. Also, why are not the executives of Equifax being investigated for criminal fraud? That criminal fraud is the fact that they were selling their stock, ladies and gentlemen, knowing that this information was going to hit them. That is illegal. And I am demanding that the Security Exchange Commission and the Department of Justice open up an official investigation, and all management senior executives that have profited off of this and knew that this was coming out. There should be criminal charges filed and a full open investigation. It gets worse. Now, not only is it Americans, but you folks in Canada, the United Kingdom. Now you can add Argentina and other Latin American nations. Folks, you don't understand how critical this is. Your information, most likely, all Americans' information, most likely, has been compromised. And get this, Equifax, in their internal security, I mean, I don't know what clowns they have running in their IT, but these guys should be brought up on charges. They had an open port. Look at this. In almost no time, this other company here, Hold Security LLC, as they began to do an audit just by the information, folks, that is available, they found that an online portal designated to let Equifax employees in Argentina manage credit reports disputes for consumers in that country was wide open. Are you freaking kidding me? This is so Keystone Cops. This is amateur. There needs to be, and ladies and gentlemen, may I implore upon you to call your congressmen, your congresswomen, your senators, and demand a full congressional investigation. And an additional, that immediately the Department of Justice impound the assets of all senior management in Equifax that is a part of this conspiracy. And a conspiracy it is, ladies and gentlemen. They profited off of this. And when you've got this type of lack, I mean, do you know what the password was? Admin/admin. Now, this is crazy, folks. Everyone in the industry knows you don't do this. A wide open port. I'll explain it to you for those of you who don't understand this. Your computer and every computer system that is set up on routers, a relay system, has open ports. You have a number of them on your computer right now that you have certain programs that are communicating. Now, the reason why you have antivirus, anti-intrusion software is that you encrypt those ports. These morons left an open port, and I don't know, what if I bet you it's probably in the 8 to 1100 range? I wonder. Come on. These are the jerks that can ruin your credit report by taking in information that they say they vet, but when you know and you've looked at it and it's incorrect, it could take you a year to get it resolved. So they'll slam you because this is what lenders, employers look at. They look at this data. Now your data, welcome to the AI, is out there on the black net, the dark net, and about a half a dozen others. They know your history, folks. This is not just your Social Security number. Equifax, TransUnion, these credit reporting agencies build profiles on you. And then they sell this to secondary markets. It's everything about you. Now, you can also immediately go to another website, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Give me 1 second. Well, I think I just deleted it. There you go. Well, I'll leave the link. So here's the deal, folks. This is serious. I mean, I could build with this data, depending on what your FICO score is, and depending what I can see in your bank accounts. Oh, yeah. Now, they cannot penetrate the bank, the passwords, but they can see the data. They can see everything about you, everything that's reported there. And there's also a field that you're not allowed to see. That's been compromised. This is serious, folks. My suggestion to you is that you, number one, go online. Equifax is provided. You can Google it out and put in your Social Security number and see if you've been compromised. 2, call your congressman. Seriously. If you've never called your congressman, now is the time. And you tell them that there needs to be a full congressional investigation opened on the executives and their business act, the protocol. And also, there should be a criminal investigation opened up by the Security Exchange Commission with the Department of Justice on the profiteering these executives did by selling stock in the light of this information. That's illegal. And their asses should all go to jail. I don't get riled up, but where security is concerned, this is amateurish. I mean, this is where you need to hold them accountable, folks. All right. You be kind to one another. Call your congressman, your congresswoman. Listen, you'd be surprised how few people do. And this is something we need to do. Call your senators. Demand that the Senate, that Mitch McConnell, along with Chuck Schumer, need to be bipartisan in this and open up a criminal investigation against Equifax. Because if this gets allowed, it's going to be like the stealing Goldman Sachs did from the American taxpayer. I'd like to know, Department of Justice, is where is the $1.4 trillion that has never been accounted for through TARP? Has anyone seen massive new highways and bridges and infrastructure that was cost you and I almost a decade ago? I ain't seen it. I see the taxes going up. I ain't seen this. They stole from us, folks. All right, we'll talk soon.